Hello everybody and welcome back to X4 the War campaign. Now, if you got the last episode, you know we've done a little bit of work and we've got our fleet now up and running. They're just sat there chilling out, kind of repositioning themselves every now and then, which is a little annoying, but there we go. I thought they'd keep some sort of formation, but apparently not. That being said, today we are going to have a look at getting our own production facility going. Hopefully, on the back of that, making more money through war efforts, because obviously people are going to want to buy ships and stuff like that. So we're hoping we can cause like a bit of an effect within the system where fleets like this are going to start getting battered. So they're going to want more ships, and then obviously we'll provide them our services as well. Obviously, the only downside to it is obviously they've all got their own fleet production. So what we may try and do is we may try and push one of the systems to kind of like attack the other system, and we'll pull out and we'll go things like that. The other thing I want to do, and I'll probably either do it this episode or next episode, is visiting this free port just to see what it's all about, because it'd be interesting to see what they say. Now, obviously, our station here is kind of just plodding along, making us plenty of money. You can see we're about 153 million. Now, one thing I did want to comment on, mass facilities. Somebody commented on mass facilities being a bit of a pain for the AI. Completely agree with you. They are a pain. However, one of the mods that I have just makes it a little bit easier for them. So you can see these here, they're stuck, or so they look like anyway. If we actually go to our logical view, you'll see that we're actually practically at our limit. So even though they look like they're stuck, they're not stuck. They're just waiting for the requirements. You'll also see there, just reloaded, and they've moved. Because it's not high in demand, they don't try and rush to get in, or at least I've noticed that. That may not have actually anything to do with it, but I have also always noticed that when I've gone on and off again, they've either reappeared somewhere else or they've been docked into the station already as well. Thank you those who do comment on my videos, and even those who are picking me up on mistakes that I've made, or shortcuts and stuff like that. Big games like this, it's hard to kind of learn everything to do with the game, and sometimes you overlook things or you forget things. So if you're ever interested in knowing a little bit more about the games, then first of all make sure you check out the comments to see if anybody's said anything, or if you've got your own questions, then leave them in. There's a lot of people who get back to you, or if they don't, I will certainly get back to you. And if I don't know the answer, I'll approach the devs if I have to. They open a lot of AMA time between people, and obviously being within that, I can actually go to them and go, look, I had somebody ask about this, what is it? So don't be afraid to ask things. So yes, thank you for pulling me up about the mass facility. Now, I did mention that had it been the economy based one, I wouldn't have built a mass facility like this. It's too compact and ships get stuck in it. However, as I say, on and off the screen, they'll find their way out. It's a little bit easier. I also think because they're not technically within a render range, that they do unlock themselves. But because we're on the map, they have to follow the pathing. And one of the mods does help a little bit with the pathing. But less of that, let's go into... well, first of all, we want... We'll get it now so we don't have to worry about it, but we want a new module. We want to get the small medium fabrication. 116 million, we'll have 37 million left over.
Good luck out there.
Now, the second thing I want to do is I want to look at the ships that I want to get. Remember, the small ships that we want to stock up on is the Quasar Vanguard. That's the one I really like. I like the look of it, I like the style of it, and I want to fly one of these myself as well. The loadout I want to look at is the heavy preset. The reason why I want to look at the heavy preset is because that's what it's saying is kind of the best thing that it feels. So we can have a look at what we're going to need weapons-wise. As you can see, it's the Ion Blaster that it's recommending. That's the Mark II Ion Blaster, which is a good 800,000 more than the standard one. If we have a look, I think it's doing Ion Blaster for all 4 weapons. It is. Now, we can do the Ion Blasters if we want, because if we go to something like the Nova Vanguard, I'm having a rough idea. Yep, there you go. See, the price is exactly the same, and it fits on that ship as well. Elite Vanguard, see if he'll do it the same there. almost every ship will have these ion blasters. They're the most expensive weapons, apart from the beam emitter. We don't need the beam emitter. The main ships have got beam emitters. Now, I also want to look at torpedo launchers. I want to have a look at torpedo, basically bombers, so to speak. I also want to look at things like plasma cannons. You got the tracking launchers, which fire the non-dumbfire ones. Loads of weapons we want to look at, and I want a mixture of them all. I want to make them into these squads. But right now, the heavy preset, the high preset, is what people are going to probably buy. So we want to have a look at that. Now, we can also look at doing the medium preset, which is the pulse laser. So the two things I'm going to get is the ion blaster and the pulse laser, and then I'm going to get the Quasar Vanguard as ship. Now, again, that's going to restrict us because they may not want that ship, but we'll see if we can get other one. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves out of there.
It's an honor to see you here.
Yep. Because I'm spending my money. The first thing we want is the Quasar Vanguard, which we bought last time. We then want to look at the equipment, weapons, and what we want is the small ion blaster Mark II, 11 million. Then we can have a look at the plasma cannons. We'll get both plasma cannons, and we want to get mining drills. I'll explain why in a second. Now, that's what we wanted. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to pick up anything that's cheap. I'm going to stock them up. I'm going to leave all the million ones because they're all expensive. 800,000, yeah, we'll pick that up just in. As you can see, we're starting to chomp away at our money. Leave the torpedo launcher. It's a medium one, we don't need that. Obviously, we're not building large ships, so medium and small is absolutely fine for us. Get a lot of other ones here. I'll grab the pulse lasers, why not? Back in luck. So we've got about 20 million left. We haven't got turrets yet. I'm not going to worry about turrets because, as you can see, medium is about the biggest you got, and I think we've got all the medium near enough. What I want to look at is small generator, shield generator. Small, and we'll grab the medium just in case. What engines? We basically want all the small engines we can get our hands. We're only dealing with small ships right now, so we can get away with just buying the small stuff. Thrusters. Again, small thrusters. Get the Mark 1. See, we'll grab the Mark 3 as well. You just see how it's rinsing our money. We don't need to worry about missiles. Already got them. Drones. We can get drones if we want. But realistically, we're not going to need them because they're for medium ships. Is it medium? Medium or large ships? I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. We got all the consumables last time. And the only other thing is countermeasures, which we can grab as well. So we've now got 6.7 million left. What we can do is we can have a look at what ships we have available. Now, we bought drilling equipment. So we can now stock up on drill stuff. Drill, and grab them two as well. So that's everything we can get with our money. I've grabbed the two transport ships. Actually, we'll drop the Ides Vanguard and we'll go for the Elite Vanguard. Then we can also get... what else do we want? Go for the Discoverer Vanguard. The Elite and Discoverer they use as their ships. We might be able to sell some of them.
Good luck out there.
Okay, so we've got more resources available to us. Now, we can't provide everything that the station's going to need to be able to build them. And I'm having a horrible thought right now that we're not going to be able to afford to also build. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to get build module. Small medium ship. And as you can see, it isn't actually that big. What I want to do is I want to place two of them on. Because obviously we can build two ships at once then. And we'll just leave them there. Do I want them that they look just kind of bolted on there. Not the best thing in the world. But we've got enough storage now, so I'm not worried. Could go above, I guess, but again, we're compounding the problem of getting ships stuck. Estimated price to buy our resources 22 million. So we're not going to put any money in just yet because hopefully it'll gather what it needs. What resources available? Resources needed. Claytronics, energy cells, and hull parts. We should be able to get a lot of them through our own system. We also want to assign a moment. See where our nearest builder is. Go, there's our nearest builder. One of the nearest builders. We'll go ahead and we'll confirm their module changes. Okay, so we've got 547,000 left. We can, if we want to, take money out of our... Matter of fact, we can take 4 million out of that. Look at that, boom, 4.2 million back in the bank. Solar power plant. Not earning that much, but again, it's just ticking over nicely. And it's helping us build our resources up. Remember, the metal factory needs the energy cells as well, and I've got 10 ships going in and out of energy cells, constantly supplying it. So how are we looking? We've got hull parts. We've got plenty of hull parts. Oh, we that's right. We haven't actually started building clay. Yeah, have we? I was thinking graphene for some odd reason. Completely full on antimatter cells. If the antimatter cells continue to be still full, as a matter of fact, no. Let's allow them to sell the antimatter cells. It'll keep a supply of it for the engine parts. Just engine parts? Yeah, just engine parts. It'll keep a supply enough for that. We've only got one engine parts building anyway. Just all parts and energy cells that we can supply, so the Claytronics is still going to cost us. Right, so let's pop on and set that up. See again, chips have all moved around. Information. No, actually, go to our plan build. Okay, resources needed. So hull parts we will restrict. Only my property may trade. Energy cells, again restrict. Property may trade. Everything else can be done via. Not leave ourselves short, but we'll put 3.8 million in. So hopefully we'll get some delivery of Claytronics. That's a lot of hull parts, 24,000 hull parts, but hopefully we'll have that in. So now it's all about just basically waiting and getting the supply going. So it's going to take a while to do that, so we'll take a break here and we'll come back when it's done and we'll have a look at what we can actually build with our ships and see whether or not we get some orders going through from others. You'll notice that there's a lot of fleets hovering around. That's the fleet from before. There's a strong possibility they might start pushing and the war will start generating more revenue for what thing we have. And like someone else commented, a slight variation of it is obviously diplomacy starts with war. Or at least it does on this playthrough. And we're going to push the war playthrough as hard as we can with our new fleet. I may actually start looking at basically pushing one of the factions we don't really get along with or don't deal with. Maybe one of the side factions. We'll have a look and see if there's any decent looking ships on it. If there's not any decent looking ships, we'll just blow it up. That might make them push through. If it's an enemy of Argon Prime, then Argon Prime will attack them and will cause an all-out war, hopefully. That's the plan. Diplomacy through war. But let's head on back when at least one of our small medium fabrication bays is completed and we can see what we can do and whether or not we're going to get any income from it. So we'll see you all shortly. And welcome back everybody, and if we pop to our plan build you can see we now have the two fabrication bays. Now with the fabrication bays comes a few problems that we are going to have to overcome. Go to the logical overview, you'll notice now we've got a few more of these popping up. Field coils, antimatter converters, smart chips, scanners array, superfluid coolant. I think they were already popped up anyway, weren't they? But a few of these are now popping up that we're going to have troubles with. We also need more drones as well, so we can stock up with building drones. We want it to build as fast as possible, so let's get the building drones going. Now, All of that goes into these here. With that comes another problem. Information. Expected operating budget 84 million. Now, whilst I was sat waiting for the second one to be built, there was about 40 million in there that I've put in total. Roughly about what we've got in total now. And you can see we're down to about 13 because it started buying stuff that we didn't have in. Now I've got a stock of that, so it's slowed down quite considerably. But we're not building any ships. And we're not going to build any ships either if we don't. Problems we've got. If we go onto this now, and I go to build ship, you'll see it says there is no ship trader on board. The first thing I need to do, get myself a ship trader. And you can do this any number of ways, but all I'm going to do is go to my player information, go to my personnel management, and I'm going to look for something with a low skill. So something like, go marine there. Work somewhere else for me. Then I'm going to tell it in work. Oh, I have just rotated this completely around. Let's press the right button to move. Work at the metal factory as a ship trader. And then I'm going to do the same, this one here. Where else for me? Right click here actually. Select. Okay, so we only need the one. That's good. That's good. I thought we might need two because we've got the two fab bays, but we'll need one. Perfect. Okay, so now if we head on to our thing, we can now do build ships and we can also upgrade with bird dock ships. I want to build some ships. Go to small, you can see we've got the Discoverer Vanguard, the Elite Vanguard, and the Quasar Vanguard, the three that we picked. Medium, have the Drill Miner, the Thunder Gas, and the Mercury Vanguard. So we need them two for our miners and that one for our transport. So we can now start building our own transport. As I said, what we want to do, we want to build some fighters. We go to our high preset, you'll see now that we don't need any money for it. However, there's a few things we might be short with, so we need to double check these things. We've not selected a docking computer, so we'll need one of them. We always set the docking computer. We don't need to worry about anything else, and we don't really need to worry about the trading computer at all, because they're not going to trade. Police scanners, I'm not too worried about. They've got a basic scanner. The large ships are going to scan for us anyway. Then all we need to do is just double check and make sure everything we've got is to the standard that we want. Here we've got the shield generators, weaponry. We're using the Iron Blaster Mark IIs, which is what we remember we had on the other setup. Crew. There will not be enough workforce on the station to supply any more crew members. Now, this could be a problem. Because I have a feeling we may need to get a habitat now. And we're going to test that theory and add to the shopping list. Oh, it is actually letting us do it. I'm going to build 100 of these. There is a possibility that it may halt the production because we don't have the workforce. We're going to get a workforce going anyway. That's going to be in addition to what we do next. We also need 42,000 advanced electronics, 74,000 weapon components, 13,000 antimatter, and 11,000 engine parts. That's just to build us 100 Quasar Vanguard. I'm going to confirm that order, and you'll see now that we have a lot of them actually building already. So we've already got the resources going, so we're going to start seeing a lot of these ships building quite quickly, which is good for us because we need to supply our fleet, and all we're going to do is just basically stock up our fleet and not use them yet, but they're ready to go. One thing knocked off that we no longer have to spend money for. As I said, the next thing that we want to really do is we want to plan the build, and we haven't got a habitat module, but we do have about 30, well, we have 27 million on us now, and we're still in our zone here.
It's an honor to see you here.
Module habitat. We can do the large habitat, which I'm going to do. There's about 5 million left, and we now have the large habitat. Back to our metal factory, plan build. Now we're going to need a habitat. Habitat module. all I'm going to do is I'm going to whack it on top there, like, because nothing really comes in there. And ships going into these bays here will probably bypass them quite nice. What we can also do is place one underneath as well. Get this thing properly do it. So if we go, perfect. 2 large habitats. And we don't actually need much to build them as well, which is decent. Except estimate, find a builder. Other builder should be close by still. It is close by still. Let's select him. Come back. And accept. So now we're going to wait for them large habitats. Will give us workforce, which increases our production supply on all of our stuff and should give us just enough workforce in case these ships do need a workforce. I don't think they do, as you can see. It's built the ships. It's building 2, 4, 6 at a time at the moment. I don't know where the rest of them went. Building a lot. 13. That's 6 time. Too bad. And all we're going to do basically is as they come off the production line, to get them out of the way, they may actually be sat, docked and holding position. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put them in, we're going to tell them to dock at the command carrier. That may release the next lot. We may be just out of supply for them. Double check on it. Let's have a look. Information. What are you? Sailor ships. Fine. Dock ships. You got 4 docked ships. Mission overview. Short on weapon components, but we're short on anything else. No, everything else is looking good so far. Obviously got the 2 habitats going in. That'll increase everything anyway for us, which is good. Got the Claytronics and the hulls on the way in. Everything's perfect. So that's going to be us on this episode. We now have the ability to create our own small and medium ships, which is perfect for us for a war campaign, because obviously we're going to need a lot of them ships. They're going to be the ships that we're going to be throwing out left, right, and center. Very few resources that we're buying, but obviously the resources are a lot less costly than we buy them ships with that power. You saw it was like a couple of million per ship. We just whacked out 9 there straight. Well, sorry, 13 straight away. They definitely didn't cost me something like 20 million to build them. I think the whole construction for getting that going was probably less than that. But we're there. We're at it. We just now need to keep an eye on that. Make sure once we get our operating budget up, we need to keep putting that up, keeping it going. I believe there is a way somewhere to see what it's building. I cannot remember. Construction. Number of ships in queue 87. Not enough resources on the station. Order may take a long time. It may be waiting for them weapon components. So let's see how that goes. Obviously, with the workforce we have, we're going to start seeing that improving. So, thank you very much, everybody, for checking out this episode. Let me know in the comment section if you want to give your own opinion, ideas, suggestions, anything whatsoever. But until next time, take care for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye for now.